Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Good morning, everybody. See that pic of Zohran? I did. I did. Let's see. Waiting to see how this goes. We'll find out soon enough. B52. So, hello. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Today, Big Daddy Zohran will be meeting with the Fuhrer in the White House. Um, this is bad, right? No, this is good. Trump is probably gonna get fucking Rick rolled if this is televised. Zohran's probably gonna troll the fuck out of him. I don't know if it's gonna be televised though. Nah, Zohran ain't gonna get red wedding. Doesn't look like the meeting's gonna be televised, which means Mamdani is probably going to body Trump, and then Trump is going to lie on Truth Social and say he said he wants to democratize the workforce and redistribute the wealth. He's a commie. I don't think it's televised, gang. Oh my God, they contacted the Capitol Police because of Trump's death threats. So Trump sent out death threats. If you watch yesterday's video, you might know this. Trump sent out a death threat to like 6 different Democrat leaders. He said he's going to hang them all. He said they committed sedition and it's punishable by death. And it seems like they called the Capitol Police on him. They've been in touch with the U.S. Capitol Police and the House Sergeant at Arms to protect the group of lawmakers. So that's the thing. And I've said this before. Thank you for the donations, guys. Whoa. I said this before. Trump may call for the hanging and execution of Democrat lawmakers, but that doesn't mean they're going to get hung and executed or hanged and executed. What it does mean is it is a permission structure that he has given to his most loyal followers, his most deranged cultists, that they can go ahead and kill these people, and he will pardon them if they do so. That's what this is. It's not about like actually going through the legal processes of capital punishment. It's about activating his terrorists, which he has like at least 100,000 strong group of terrorists that are willing to do quite literally anything he says. We know this because they burnt down that judge's house. They executed those 2 Democrat lawmakers in, I think, Minnesota. They tried to overthrow the Capitol. So like Kyle Rittenhouse, yeah, he's activating his Rittenhouses. He gave them targets. And now these people probably need 24-hour constant protection. It's delusional. Granted, I mean, like, is anybody surprised? Am I losing frames? Why am I losing frames? A bit? I think it's just because, like, we just started the stream. Give it a second, it'll probably correct itself. Zelensky says Ukraine risks losing key partner over U.S. war. Okay. What Trump and Mamdani have said about each other. We'll get that. Coast Guard reverse. So, okay. So the Coast Guard changed their policies. The Coast Guard said that they would allow swastikas and nooses in like any sort of imagery regarding swastikas and nooses, that they would allow those. And then the public was outraged, so they reversed the policy. Seriously, I don't understand why the fuck I'm losing so many goddamn frames. It's a little bit alarming. It's a little bit alarming. Maybe I should get off the Wi-Fi on my phone. Also, wait, is my Xbox on? That's plugged into the Ethernet. Let me check. It is not. Thank you for the $20 donation. Sorry about the frames. I was hungry. No, I'm going to need those back instantly and immediately. I'm going to need those back instantly and immediately. Bro's downloading Black Ops 7? No, I'm not brain dead. I would never download that terrible piece of shit game. I'm a grown-ass adult. Not an 11-year-old child. Anyway. Play Morrowind? No thanks. That's a very old goddamn game. See what we got on Twitter. Hey, just so you know, this is the type of people that you are up against. We've talked about this before. Matt Walsh is a fascist. He said it himself. He calls himself a fascist, but most disappointing flip-flop of all time, and he's upset that Trump does not actually want to execute Congress, says the White House. That's because these people genuinely want to kill you all. I need you to understand that you're not up against Republicans. You're up against people who want to kill you all. That's just reality. Here's Zohran. High as a motherfucker on his way to go meet King Doland. Brother is baked off his fucking ass. He probably just popped a 70 milligram edible. It's fucking unreal. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. Unbelievable. What is this?
In honor of Donald Trump's amazing comeback election victory to become our 47th president, Bond Arms is introducing an impressive new handgun, the living legend DT-47. Find out how you can save $100 on the new DT-47 from Bond Arms. Take advantage.
Could you imagine getting capped by the Trump gun? Could you imagine getting fucking capped by a Trump gun?
The Bond Arms 30th Anniversary Summer Special.
That's it, yo, for me, you know what that is? That's the equivalent of dipping your bullets in pig's blood. Like, if you were going to shoot me, you know, like our fucking soldiers were dipping their bullets in pig's blood when they were fighting in the Middle East. This is how you get me. This is how you kill my body and my soul, is by shooting me with the Trump gun.
Any Bond Arms handgun and get up to a $50 gift card. Go to getbondarms.com.
That's so fucking crazy, dude. Look at it. Oh, jeez. Oh, so Jim Jordan's going to sue for a couple of $1 million, too. We got all these different congressmen who are suing the DOJ so that they can make a few $1,000,000. Oh, Lordy.
When he called reporter Piggy.
Look, the president is very frank and honest with everyone in this room. You've all seen it yourself. You've all experienced it yourselves. And I think it's one of the many reasons that the American people...
Flag that I saw flown on October 7th, 2023. It said, "First we come for the Saturday people. Tomorrow we come for the Sunday people." And as we have this hearing today, I ask myself, how many countries are we going to allow this to happen in until we take it seriously? On October 7th, 2023, people yelling Allahu Akbar attempted to genocide the Jews. A few months ago, people yelling Allahu Akbar attempted to genocide the Druze in Syria. And here we are talking today about another group of people yelling Allahu Akbar trying to genocide.
This guy's made like $15 million off of AIPAC, by the way.
Christians. How many countries are we going to have this happen to? How often are we going to allow this to be whitewashed and both siderists until we acknowledge that we have a serious problem that we have out there?
Or 5 women and you outbreed us. You change the law here and you marry 4 or 5 women and you outbreed us. You change the laws. You make all of our country look like the places that you fled from. We don't want you here. Respectfully, get the fuck out of my country.
Respectfully. Respectfully, followed by the most fucking disrespectful shit you could say. Why is he wearing a chest rig? These guys are like LARPers. They're like airsoft players.
I don't want you here. This guy, I don't want you here. I don't want you here. I don't want you here. This is our country. And the people, the veterans, the World War II veterans, that's blood has soaked for our constitutional republic, are taking a look around Europe. They're taking a look around America, and they're saying, what the hell did we fight for? We have been taken over without a single shot fired. You guys are outbreeding, insidious,
outbreeding? Brother's pissed that Muslims get more pussy than he does.
On the American way of life, you will never look like us. You will never eat.
You'll never, wait.
Like us.
Eat like us? What the fuck do you mean? You'll never look like us, you'll never eat like us. What the fuck? And also, look at this guy. Look at this fucking guy.
You won't build buildings like us. You are nothing, you can build nothing, just like President Trump's great American friends have said.
You're just taking lines from Stephen Miller, bro.
You guys are not us, and get the fuck out. America first, America only. God bless America. Jesus is king. 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 Let me grab my... Jesus is king. Jesus is king. Christ is king!
Like, yo, if I'm being honest, guys, you don't even need to be afraid of these people. You could just point and laugh at this shit. This is, you're role-playing. You're role-playing as crusaders.
King. Jesus is king.
Christ is king!
Put your hands on me. There's no reason to put your hands on me.
By the way, this guy's Jewish. I know that, like, based on what you saw, you were like, this guy's got to be a Christian nationalist. That guy's Jewish. That's not even a joke. That guy's Jewish, bro. And again, this has nothing to do with, like, a problem with Jewish people. I got no problem with Jewish people, but this guy's literally role-playing as a Christian crusader, screaming Christ is king. He's not even Christian. He's not even Christian. That's not a joke. Yeah, thank you, KS, man. This guy's not even Jewish. This guy's not even Christian. He's Jewish. He's cosplaying as a Christian militant. Dude, this guy's also literally funded by Israel. This guy works with Mossad. This is like, just so you understand, Israel is trying to false flag in this nation and create a race war between Christians and Muslims while they just watch from the sidelines. His sister's in the IDF. Yep, makes sense. Am I dumb? Jews don't believe in Jesus? Yes, they do. Jews believe that Jesus was one of many prophets, but he was not the Messiah, right? The way that, like, Christians believe that Moses was a prophet, Abraham was a prophet, all that. Christians believe that Jesus, another prophet, was actually the Messiah. Jews believe in Jesus. They just don't believe that he was a Messiah. Wrong? No, I'm correct. I'm not going to debate something that is just irrefutable fact. Look at it. Look, he's triggered. Chatter's triggered. He goes, no, wrong. That's Islam. Correct. No, no, no. I'm telling you the truth. They believe Jesus existed and that he was a prophet. Anyway, I'm not going to debate just straight up fucking facts with you, brother.
Jesus is king. Christ is king. Christ is king. America first.
This is Googleable. Yes, it is.
Tomorrow, come here. We're coming to make sure you Muslims don't take over. What are you going to do? 2 billion Muslims feel safe in America.
Go. Keep walking. Let's go. Keep walking. Let's go. You're done. Let's go.
Surrender. We will not back down. This is what Muslim America wants us to do. They want us to cower. Christians, stand up. Stand tall. America, across this country, rise up just like we
I'm willing to bet this guy's got a micro penis, by the way.
did today in Dearborn. In Texas.
It's time to get clear. What would our founding fathers do?
These people are here. I'm fine.
You asked for that.
I'm not going to join.
Unfucking believable. I've been seeing shit like that. That guy, I forgot. I don't even know the guy's name. The fuck is his name? I don't know that guy's name, but I do know there's been giant, like, Christian riots all over Dearborn, Michigan. Ooh. Jake Lang. Let's see. Oh. Here's Jake Lang. Here he is. Same guy. Same guy. And that's not like normal. That's not like average Jewish guy. He's got the thing on the arm. He's got the box with the pieces of Talmudic literature in it. It's the same guy. It's fucking crazy. Oh, that guy was a January 6er that got pardoned by Trump? I didn't know that. This guy's a January 6er. He's an insurrectionist. I had no idea. Makes sense. Tracks. See what ACYN has got for us today. Thank you for the $50 donation. This is a donation. Indeed it is. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, Kittensworth. I appreciate that.
This is really outrageous. You want to use that word? I am really outraged that my private cell phone and my official phone were subpoenaed without cause.
Shut the fuck up, you closet case, bro. Every single American's data has been gathered by Peter Thiel to be put into a supercomputer known as OpenAI, bro, and Palantir. I don't give a fuck that your goddamn cell phone records were subpoenaed when you participated in an attempted insurrection at the Capitol. Suck my fucking dick, dude.
That a judge would suggest that I would destroy evidence or tamper with witnesses if I were told about what was going on. And I'm sure the other senators, Haggerty, Hawley, Sullivan, Tuberville, Johnson, Scott, Loomis, Blackburn, Ted Cruz, at least one staff member, the Speaker of the House, now we know, Kevin McCarthy, they asked for his phone records the day he was sworn in as Speaker. And AT&T apparently gave them to him. What's going on here? What did we...
Oh, shut the fuck up, dude.
The momentum, Trump's approval seems to be plummeting. When you and I last spoke, it was before the elections earlier in November, which seemed to be a resounding repudiation of Trump and MAGA. But they seem...
You're shady as hell. No one should trust you. Gross. You talking about me? The fuck did I do? How'd I get you triggered? I haven't done anything. I'm just watching the goddamn news with you.
To be doubling down, Congresswoman. What do you make of it all?
Well, it was a resounding repudiation and also a testament to what happens when you have great candidates who are talking about the issues that matter and want to serve to help their communities. People want folks who are going to fight for them. And we had great folks all across the country who were focused on the issues that matter to them.
Thank you for the $5. You see the clip of Andrew Wilson getting dunked on the other day and absolutely triggered at the girl on his podcast the other day? Who's Andrew Wilson? I don't know who that is.
So interesting that this is coming from a president who has never served, and you know, by all reports, certainly didn't want to serve in Vietnam. Got out, I guess, with alleged.
It's a great clip. I don't know who this is. This guy? This is Andrew Wilson, the guy, I remember this, the guy who couldn't open a pickle jar. That's so fucking funny, dude.
Reframe. And I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I've seen this clip.
But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator, or I don't make good points, or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think, honestly, you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
So
you're married to a whore who has 5 children from 3 different men, and you're out here preaching traditional values, bro. You were not even like sloppy seconds. You're sloppy fourth, bro. You're sloppy fourth, bro. Your wife has 5 kids with 3 different men.
Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
you lick
sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
Got him. Got him. Look at his fucking face. Look at how uncomfortable he is. Look at how upset he is, bro.
What is that?
You're a fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking...
Oh my God, he's so triggered.
Fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Shut your stupid bitch mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth. Yeah, this is like, by the way, this is what all of the right-wing podcasters are like. Andrew Tate, this fucking loser, Fresh and Fit, they're all just like wildly insecure men with micro penises that don't even live by the values that they preach, and it's because they know that you're stupid. Not you, my chatters, but you, like his chatters, his viewers. He knows you're fucking stupid. And also most of his viewers are literal children, right? So he can just say the most vitriolic, clickbait thing, and that's what gives him attention. He doesn't actually have like viewers that are part of a voting block. They're all children.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did
daddies?
I just say, Dyke?
Your wife with the 3 baby daddies?
I'm sorry, Dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Ditch licking is crazy, bro. Also, you're fucking gay, dude. You're gay as shit. You don't like eating pussy, you're fucking gay. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. If you don't like eating pussy, you're fucking gay.
The men that you try to...
Do the women that you try to...
your hatred against...
Do the women that you try to...
them that they shouldn't...
You know, Charlie, did I bring...
Women? Do they know
Charlie,
that
did I bring your family...
5 years older?
Did I bring any of your family into anything?
Stupid.
Did I say anything about...
Thanks for insulting women just to get to this guy sad. Fucking cry about it, bitch. Literally. Fucking write a college dissertation, cope, mauled, seethe, cry about it, cancel me. I couldn't give less of a fuck about your opinion.
About your family being stupid, Charlie?
You could.
It's
You could
because
go
I'm
for it.
better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people on are bullshit because
Let's
you
go
are not
through
a
it.
traditional man.
Wait. Was that a doodle? Is he going through his notes and
Tell
when he
people
flipped the
on
page?
are bullshit because
Let's
you
Did he just draw a circle on that piece of paper?
are bullshit because
Those are his notes, right? Is that just a dot?
you are
It's just a dot.
not a traditional man.
Chuck, let's go through.
Wait, what is this? Is he just doodling? Pretending to take fucking notes?
You are not a traditional
Let's
man.
go through it, Chuck. Tell me what I'm doing which is immoral.
Did
Let
he
me-
call
I'm
her
gonna-
Chuck? Because her name is Charlie? That's so weird. That's so fucking stupid. All right, back to ACYN. It's a slow news morning. Very slow news morning. Oh yeah, we invaded Mexico. Maybe that's what I'll make my video about. We accidentally invaded Mexico this morning. Was it yesterday? Might have been yesterday. Yep. You guys didn't hear about this? Thank you for the $20. The Yorubian people of Nigeria are the original descendants of the ancient East. That's why they were damned to slavery in the Americas, and Israel had Epstein set up a spy ring on the Ivory Coast. Quote, Christian genocide Nigeria. I don't know what the fuck that means, if I'm being honest. I do know there's no such thing as a Christian genocide. Christians are the least persecuted people on planet Earth. I don't know what the rest of that really means. That's why they were damned to slavery. I'm pretty sure they were damned to slavery because they were black, and the Portuguese and the rest of the European nations that showed up also were like disproportionately armed. They had guns and the African people didn't. So they made a lot of deals with people on the Ivory Coast. They said, we'll give you these guns so you could fuck with your neighbors. All you got to do is go enslave your rival tribe and bring us them. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much how it all started. How do you accidentally invade a country? I mean, when the head of the Department of Defense or the Department of War is Pete Hegseth, yeah, you're going to accidentally invade countries. But, yeah, no, we accidentally invaded a beach in Mexico. It's fucking hilarious. These are American troops or is that Mexican? These might be Mexicans whipping it out, whipping the sign out. Department of Defense property has been declared as a restricted area by the authority of the commander in accordance with provisions. Yeah. So we were doing a test invasion of Venezuela. I've told you before, our Marines are practicing amphibious assaults off the coast of Venezuela. And I guess global warming and the changing of the climate and the tide ended up dragging our boys a little bit further south than they were supposed to go. And then we did an amphibious assault into Mexico, and then there was a standoff between the Mexicans and the American troops. Just the most embarrassing shit ever. There's the Mexican troops pulling up, guns ready. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Unbelievable. And then we sent a bunch of B-52 bombers to Venezuela. Give me the $10. I would like to get into political streaming arena, and I was curious if you had any tips. Start doing it. Biggest tip I can give you is get a camera and a microphone and just start doing it. Even if you got one viewer, just start doing it. I know, it's still a case of Christian persecution will never not shut up about the Palestinian genocide. There's no real Christian persecution. There's no such thing as systemic Christian persecution. There is different places on earth where, you know, like somebody, somewhere, outliers are being persecuted for being Christian, but there's no systemic Christian persecution on this planet. Signal chats in New York got infiltrated by the FBI. Okay. That's not really surprising. All right, let's see. So we've got the U.S. accidentally invades Mexico. We've got the story here. Alyssa Slotkin's response.
Former CIA officer.
From the death threat.
Earlier today, President Trump threatened myself and a number of other service and...
Thank you for the $5. Christian genocide narrative is a fake tactic to go to war in Nigeria. You think Trump wants to go to war in Nigeria for American interests? Yeah, no, dude, anytime they say anything about a Christian genocide or Christian persecution, it is just them coming up with the laziest excuse for military intervention.
Veteran lawmakers with arrest, trial, and death, because he didn't agree with a video we put out this week. This really isn't about those of us who made the video. This is about who we are as Americans and how we're going to engage with people who we disagree with. I would hope that people of all backgrounds, Democrat, Republican, Independent, would agree that threatening death for people you disagree with is beyond the pale of who we are as Americans. I love this country. It has given me everything, everything. And I refuse to believe that this is the new normal. I refuse to believe that we're going to use fear and intimidation against people we disagree with. And I'm not going to be forced away from speaking up on behalf of my country. I swore an oath to the Constitution many times, most recently less than a year ago as a senator. To the Constitution, not to any one man, not to any one president. And I abide by that oath. For me, I believe in the power of this country and that we are better than our current politics represent, and I refuse to be intimidated out of defending the country I love.
I mean, I fucking hate Alyssa Slotkin, but everything she just said was completely factual, based.
And you marry 4 or 5 women.
False. You don't get to play the victim when you've actively encouraged military personnel to defy the chain of command, not because any of President Trump's are unlawful, but because simply you're angry that his National Guard deployments. Okay. Yada, 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 yada. Just complete fucking nothingness. He literally never mentioned the word Democrats. That's not true. That's not true at all. Why are you lying, brother? Why are you lying? The Dems are getting closer and closer to being on their way out. Domestic terrorist Democrats. Like, dude, why are you lying? Why are you lying? Why are you lying? What's the point? What's the point in the lie when I could disprove it in 20 seconds or less? I think that took me less than 20 seconds. Dude, look at this. I would like to thank President Trump for all he's done for America and the world. Trump is the only American in this photo. He's not American. He's not American. None of these fucking guys are American. He's the only American in this photo. The fuck? Howdy from Poland. Hello, Poland. How are you? Excuse me. Very slow news day if I don't say so if I do say so myself.
Continues to go on. This is how our military feels right now. This is how the men and women of our military feel now. They feel like they're in the middle of this. Yeah. Every single day. Don't put out the video. I'm still talking. And that they're a political chew toy in the middle of this madness. But the president has a unique responsibility to set the command climate, to set the tone, to set an example. He has to be more careful with his language, especially if he talks about things like execution.
So do Democrats.
Can you please let me finish? Like, I show you respect. Show me respect.
Okay.
That's what needs to happen in this country. And the president has to show respect. He has to show honor. He has to show integrity. Yesterday, he called a woman piggy. Now he's calling an astronaut who's a Navy veteran a traitor. He has to be more careful and precise with his language, especially because he's a commander-in-chief.
Democrats call him a Nazi.
He has a unique responsibility. He is the president.
They called him a Nazi and a fascist.
And he is setting the tone for our
celebrated when he got shot. Don't lecture us about words, please.
All right, the sitting vice president also called him a Nazi, so don't.
And we just made swastikas.
But okay,
not
here's another thing that this, to your point.
I did. I saw the Coast Guard tried to normalize swastikas and nooses and then reversed it. Let me see if I can find this. Of course. So, Coast Guard releases new policy that allows swastikas and nooses. The whole public fucking freaks out. And then this morning, the Coast Guard reclassifies them as hate symbols because this is a test, bro. They were doing a test to see how the American public is reacting, to see if they're ready for the actual full-fledged Nazification of this nation. And it seems like we're not ready for it. So they're not going to move forward yet. But it's coming. It is coming. What the fuck, dude? Laura Loomer actually looks like a fucking, like a Draugr from Skyrim.
I've been warning about Marjorie Taylor Greene for years, and I'm the one who turned out to be right.
I can't stand her voice. We're not going to listen to that dumb bitch.
The level of violence is certainly something that I've not seen before. As you saw in one of your earlier clips, one of the Border Patrol agents out there said that it was the worst he had seen in 26 years. I agree with that. The level of violence that we're seeing is unprecedented. Just today, we had Border Patrol agents rammed by a vehicle.
I can't stand the way this guy sounds either. He sounds like he's got a fucking sinus infection at all times. '86 Dems vote with Republicans to condemn socialism in the wake of Mamdani's mayoral victory. Who? Oh, Jesus. Trans plus gun rights, please. Thank you. I don't know what you mean. You want to cover trans and gun rights? Of course, it's a fucking Cuban. Great. Adelita Grijalva already betrayed us. Suck my fucking dick, Adelita Grijalva. It took you less than, less than a week to fucking betray us already? Great. Love that. Oh, wait, is that a nay? I take that back. I take that back. Wait a minute, that's a nay. I take that back. These are the nays. These are the good folk. These are the good folk. Who were the yays? Why are you giving us a list of nays and not a list of yays? Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Measure twice, cut once. Well, that's fucked. What is the point of this vote? Just so that the rad libs don't eat them. They're worried that rad libs are so scared of socialism that they got to make sure that the Democrat Party isn't going to become too progressive. We still have to maintain systemic racism and transphobia. Thanks for becoming a member. Rest in peace, Rick Santorum. I don't know who that is. I heard that name before. Hold on. When did he die? He didn't? Oh. Fuck you. I don't think the Trump and Mamdani thing is live. I don't think it's televised. Thanks for becoming a loyalist to Benevolencia. All right, let's make a quick video. This is gonna be a short one, short and sweet. It's gonna be short and sweet. You guys ready? You ready? You ready? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. The United States military is a joke. It is the husk of what it used to be, and this is because the Secretary of War is a alcoholic Fox News host named Pete Hegseth who can barely throw a fucking axe over his head. Yeah, just a quick reminder: this is the head of the Department of War. This fucking loser that is dripping in champagne because he's actually literally an uncontrollable raging alcoholic. We accidentally invaded Mexico. We accidentally invaded Mexico the other day. This is real. You can look this up. I'm going to show you all the articles. But long story short, our Marines, or our Navy, sorry, was doing practice amphibious assaults, you know, because we're at war with Venezuela. Also, breaking news on that front, we've got B-52 Strato fortresses headed to Venezuela right now. We also labeled Nicolas Maduro officially as a narco-terrorist, which gives the United States military carte blanche to assassinate him. So, more foreign wars, yippee! And every single bootlicking MAGA chud is going to support that because they're incapable of thinking for themselves. He's going to end all the wars. I'm going to end all the wars on day one, and then I'm going to send your son to go fight and die in the jungles of Venezuela, and you're going to like it. Ooh, ooh. But yeah, so We invaded Mexico. I'm going to tell you all about it. It's actually fucking crazy. We did a practice amphibious assault, and because of climate change and poor planning and the pathetic leadership of the United States military, which is a fucking joke, we will never win a war. We haven't won a war since World War II, which we barely participated in. The United States military, due to climate change and the rising tides, it was dragged a little bit further south. And when we did the amphibious assault, turns out it was a Mexican beach called Playa Baghdad. Yeah. Playa Baghdad. That was the name of the beach. And so we roll up in our fucking amphibious strike group, and our boys go out, guns drawn, they're practicing their little D-Day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they have these signs, and they start hammering these signs into the beach that say things like, "This land has been claimed by the United States military." So, rightfully, the Mexican military rolls up, guns drawn, fucking turrets on the back of their Jeeps. And there's a standoff between the Mexican military, the Mexican Marines, and the American military, and they're screaming at each other, and the guns are drawn, and nobody knows what's going on. And the American soldiers are like, what are you doing here? Like, what are you doing here? And the Mexicans are like, what do you mean? What are you doing here? You're in fucking Mexico. And it's so embarrassing. And now the Pentagon is trying to bury the story. It's the most insane fucking shit. Midas Touch posted this. What the hell? The United States accidentally invaded Mexico on Monday, storming a beach and planting Department of Defense restricted area signs, claiming the land for, quote, the commander. Triggered a standoff with armed Mexican security forces, all because Trump's regime can't even identify a border on a map. Mexico then tore the signs out. The Pentagon admitted that the troops miscalculated the boundary. The U.S. Embassy in Mexico said the following about the incident, quote, changes in war depth and topography altered the perception of the international boundary's location. Dude, I love when they use cop speak. Changes in water depth and topography altered the perception of the international boundary's location. So what they're saying is climate change made us get lost. What he's trying to say is climate change made us get lost, and we ended up invading Mexico. The Pentagon added that contractors would, quote, coordinate with appropriate agencies to avoid confusion in the future. Yeah, maybe you should be coordinating with the Mexicans if you plan on invading Mexico. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking too woke. But we got a whole bunch of stuff from this I'm going to show you. We got a couple of pictures. So here's a video of what I believe these are the American troops. This is the Mexican Marines removing the signs that claim that this is American land. Unbelievable. They're gathering all the signs. They're removing all the fucking signs. Here's the sign. The Department of Defense. Note that this says the Department of Defense. By the way, they spent more money changing the building name to Department of War than they would have spent giving Medicaid to all of us. So, what do you want? What do you want? The Department of Defense property has been declared a restricted area by authority of the commander in accordance with the provisions of directive, whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. But Americans start hammering down these signs into Mexican soil, claiming that it's fucking American, right? Look at these fucking, oh my God, look at them. They're so weird. And then Mexican forces start rolling up. Guns drawn. Turrets. Fucking insane. Right? So now we got an article here. Did U.S. troops accidentally invade Mexico Beach? What to know? American troops installed signs on a beach in the northeast Mexico declaring the area restricted by the U.S. Department of Defense. Videos on social media go to show Mexican Marines removing the signs purportedly at Playa Baghdad. I wasn't joking about it being called Playa Baghdad. Dude, no wonder we accidentally invaded that. I guarantee you some 50-year-old PTSD-ridden commander was like, listen up, boys. We're invading Baghdad. Change of plans. And they're like, sir, what do you mean we're invading Baghdad? We're in South America. And he's like, I just got word that Baghdad has been relocated to Mexico. We gotta storm Baghdad again, boys. Anyway. Newsweek contacted the Pentagon by email outside of regular working hours. This incident comes amid heightened tensions between Mexico and the U.S. Also, this is all going on while there's a CIA-orchestrated like riots going on in Mexico. The CIA has plants down there, and they're calling it the Gen Z protests, where essentially the whole point of it is the CIA has orchestrated these mass protests and mass movements in Mexico, where quote-unquote Gen Z is tired of the fact that the Mexican military is controlled by the cartels. It's not. And actually, they have their most anti-cartel leader yet, Claudia Sheinbaum. She's the president of Mexico. She's trying to dismantle the cartels. And because she's doing such a good job, the CIA decided, well, we got to paint a picture that gives us the permission structure to invade Mexico by exactly what we did in Venezuela. We're claiming that the entire government of Venezuela are narco-terrorists. It's a combination of the war on drugs and the war on terror put together. We have to do the exact same thing in Mexico. We have to claim that the entire government is narco-terrorists because, as we know, you do not need congressional approval to go to war with terrorists. This is why Trump labels any nation that he wants to go to war with as narco-terrorists. You don't need congressional approval. You can send in the CIA. You could send in the military. They could just start assassinating and murdering everybody. Totally valid. Excuse me. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum this week ruled out allowing U.S. strikes against cartel on Mexican soil after Trump said he would do what it takes to stop drugs from entering the U.S., having ordered a military buildup in the Caribbean that is raising jitters throughout Latin America. So speaking of like jitters, Latin America, war, the Coast Guard, the Navy, the other day, the Coast Guard did some crazy shit, which is this. They released a new policy on the displaying of swastikas and nooses. Essentially, the Coast Guard got rid of the stipulation that said that swastikas and nooses are hate speech. They are hate speech, and they were allowing the Coast Guard to have tattoos of swastikas, to put up signs of nooses, to, be pro-lynching and pro-Nazi, and I think this is a test. I think they were testing the waters to see how the American public would react, because the American public reacted in a crazy fucking way, or actually in the justified way. We were like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? So you're just admitting that the entire military has been co-opted by fucking Nazis. And because of the backlash, literally over fucking night, the Coast Guard reclassified swastikas and nooses as hate symbols. So first, let's read a little bit of the article from yesterday. Washington, the U.S. Coast Guard has released a new, firmer policy addressing the display of hate symbols like swastikas and nooses just hours after it was publicly revealed that it made plans to describe them as potentially divisive, a term that prompted outcry from lawmakers and activists, or advocates. So again, if you can look at a swastika and see that as potentially divisive, you should be removed from the military, dishonorably discharged, and thrown into fucking Fort Leavenworth. Quote, divisive or hate symbols and flags are prohibited. Released late Thursday, declared before adding that this category included a noose, a swastika, and any symbols or flags co-opted or adopted by hate-based groups. This is not an updated policy, but a new policy to combat any misinformation and double down that the U.S. Coast Guard forbids these symbols. The late-night change came on the same day that media outlets, led by the Washington Post, discovered that the Coast Guard had written a policy earlier this month that called those same symbols potentially divisive. The term was a shift from a years-long policy that first rolled out in 2019 that said symbols like swastikas and nooses are widely identified with oppression and hatred. So it took the United States of America until 2019 to accept the fact that a swastika is a hate symbol, and then it took like just less than a year of the Trump regime to remove that classification and say, no, it's just potentially divisive. And then overnight, as the American public reacted, they brought it back. So this is what I mean about them testing the waters. I think this is the regime testing the American climate and seeing how we'll respond to the full-fledged Nazification of this nation, which is the next step for MAGA. It's the logical conclusion. The MAGA movement was based on the hatred of minorities, the hatred of Muslims, the hatred of gay people, the hatred of trans people, but they weren't allowed to hate one group. Jews. Now, the reason why they weren't allowed to hate Jews, despite the fact that the majority of the MAGA base hates Jews, is because of AIPAC. It's because of Israel. It's because of our ironclad support of the genocidaire maniac Benjamin Netanyahu. So, like I've said before, people like Nick Fuentes decided, well, what I'm going to do is take your movement and just go one step further, which is to insult Jews, right? And that's exactly what the America First movement is. It is the MAGA movement with anti-Semitism. Because, I mean, the MAGA movement is anti-Semitic, but they're not allowed to voice those opinions because of the ironclad support between the State Department and the Israelis. It's you know, this is the future of America. You're going to have, in 2028, you're probably going to have straight up Nazis versus straight up communists. That's probably what we're going to end up having. Just extremism on both sides. However, I wouldn't really call communism extremism. I think that communism is the humble end goal for all socialist movements. Granted, I don't think I'll ever live long enough to see a communist utopia. I think it is all of our jobs to try and create it for our great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren. Both policies maintained a long-standing prohibition on publicly displaying the Confederate flag. Oh, thank God. At least you guys are willing to admit that the Confederates fought against the United States of America. That'd be fantastic. At a time when anti-Semitism is rising in the United States and around the world, relaxing policies aimed at fighting hate crimes not only sends the wrong message to the men and women of our Coast Guard, but it puts their safety at risk. These symbols have been and remain prohibited in the Coast Guard per policy, adding that any display, use, or promotion of such symbols, as always, will be thoroughly investigated and severely punished. The fact that this is an article that has to be written when we're approaching the year 2026 is alarming enough. You know, the fact that you needed somebody to tell you that you can't fly swastikas and Confederate flags and put up pictures of fucking nooses while you're in the Coast Guard. The fact that that needed to be goddamn said is alarming enough. I got one more here. Yeah, the newest memo prohibits the display of nooses or swastikas. Unfucking believable, man. I can't believe this has to be said out loud. This is the state, by the way, this is the state of the American military. It's riddled with straight up fucking Nazis. I mean, look at Graham Plattner, dude. He's got a fucking Totenkopf on his chest. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that the people that we have fighting for us are quite literally straight up fucking Nazis. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Same thing with like Pete Hegseth. You've seen his Christian nationalist tattoos, his Deus Vult shit. They're all straight up Christian nationalists. They're theocratic fascists. And most of them are too fucking stupid to even know that they are. Oh, it's disgusting. Anyway, slow news morning for you. Sorry about that. If you're here live, you stay. We're going to keep on going. If you're watching this pre-recorded, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. And remember, this is real independent media. I've never had a conversation with an advertiser, a billionaire, or a government. So if you do want to support me financially, please do. You can buy merch like the Democratic Socialist poster. You can click the thanks button down below to tip me directly. You can click the join button down below to become a member. You'll get access to member-only content, and you can become a patron on Patreon. Thank you very much. Do me one last favor, click that video over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's get a thumbnail. Let's get a thumbnail up and running. We don't know shit about Zohran and Trump talking yet. I don't think it's televised. We're probably not going to know till it's over. Oh. Episode 300. Cat, $10. I've never been more terrified in my life. This is only going to end in some sort of conflict and it won't be good. Correct. This does not end peacefully. I need people to bite the bullet, smell the roses, wake up and understand what the fuck this is going to lead to. You're not voting your way out. You're not voting your way out. What up, Malent? Did Zorussi meet with the Nussi? I think they're having their meeting like right now, actually. Okay. Okay. We invaded Mexico. All right, that's one. How about Vamonos Marines? Kook just became a loyalist. Thank you very much. And then the next one will be like, Vamonos Marines, we invaded Mexico, and did I spell Vamonos wrong? I did. Is that better? There we go. How about the invasion of Mexico? Vamonos Marines, the invasion of Mexico. We invaded Mexico. Bang, bang, bang. Pete Hegseth. Or how about this? Alcoholic Fox News host and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth led Pete Hegseth. Okay. Alcoholic Fox News host and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth invades Mexico while drunk. How's that? Alcoholic Fox News host and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth invades Mexico while drunk. Yep. Okay. We have the most incompetent leaders out of any nation on planet Earth. China is a superior nation in every single way. I am embarrassed when I must admit that I am an American. Okay. Add an end screen. Choose specific video. Which one? Go with that one. Wait, we'll go with that one. Love the streams. I'm a moderate who likes most Demosoc views, but I'm strongly pro 2A. Can democratic socialism and gun rights coexist? Yeah, dude, I'm a gun owner. I firmly support the Second Amendment. I'm a card-carrying member of the DSA. Nobody's trying to take away your guns. However, there are certain weapons that you should not have access to. That's already the law. What do you think? You can go buy a fucking fully automatic M240 Bravo with a 200-round belt? No, you can't. There's some guns you're just not allowed to have, man. Civilians can't have them. And you already understand that. You already agree with me on that. So I don't understand why people pretend like it's anything other than what it is. All right, let's make sure this started properly. The United States military started perfectly. All right, get that published. California banned Glocks. You should actually be grateful about that, dude. Glocks fucking suck. At least now you'll have access to a much better pistol. Okay. Alcoholic Fox News host and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is so incompetent that he led our soldiers into the accidental invasion of Mexico. None of this is a joke because of they used cop speak to say, due to climate change, the tide pulled our boys a little bit too far south when they were practicing their amphibious assault of Venezuela, and we ended up in a fucking standoff with the Mexican military once we realized that we accidentally invaded Mexico. We also hammered in signs saying that this land belongs to the United States now. That all had to be removed. So the Mexican Marines come in with fucking pickaxes like they're playing Fortnite, having to dig this shit out of the sand. The Pentagon is doing everything they can to bury the story, but we're not going to have that. I'm not going to have that. I'm going to point the finger and talk about how you, alcoholic Pete Hegseth, are a fucking waste. New YouTube video, go check it out. New YouTube video, go check it out. New YouTube video, go check it out. Also, I'm better than you. Okay. We invaded Mexico. YouTube video. Dude, I am like, if you guys want a masterclass in rage bait, just watch me. Just watch me. I'll teach you. I'll teach you. Just found you really appreciate your passion and honest riffing. And then the Canadian muscle. How you doing, Snow Mexico? How we doing up there, 51st state? You ready for that American intervention? You ready to put your guns up? I'm totally fucking kidding. If we did go to war with Canada, I would unironically fight for Canada. I would become a traitor. Thank you for the gifted membership. Oh, I'm not on Wi-Fi. That explains the slow upload. Hey, Chris, can you give me a topic to write a song about? How about cooking a meal from your childhood because the smell reminds you of your dead parents? R.I.P. my ears. What happened to your ears? Did I do something? I'm just waiting for this shit to post. Why is it stuck at 75%? What the fuck's going on? Post, goddamn you. Post, motherfucker. This shit won't post. It's stuck at 75. What's going on? Blocky, shorter hair Chris has gained power. You don't understand the motion, dude. 7 years from now, I'm going to be your goddamn president. You're going to have to deal with that. It's not going to be fun. It's not even going to be fun for me. Nobody's going to benefit from that. We're all going to suffer. Primarily me. Shit's lagging, my boy. I think that's you, dog. All right. Now it's uploading on Instagram too. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame, spreading the gospel. Honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk. Ashley Babbitt was a Democrat. Keyword was, bitch is dead now. Dead. Gone. Dead. How close are we to the tipping point? Pretty damn close. He said $5. What's your opinion on people joining ICE to leak info and take the bonuses? It's not real. It's not happening. It's bullshit. It's not real. Ashley Babbitt was Antifa? No, she wasn't. But again, keyword was. The bitch is dead. There's some woman who follows around her mother because her mother goes on these protests about like the free Jan Sixers and just literally follows around her mother with a megaphone going, your daughter's dead. And it's the funniest shit ever. It's the funniest shit ever. Follows her and goes, you have a dead kid. Your daughter's dead. Oh, Jesus. You think we'll find a solution to healthcare for the new year? No. Are you out of your mind? No. Yeah, no, she got 210, bro. 210, double pump. Bodied. Bodied. Unbelievable. Who's your dream team presidential cabinet? Probably the Avengers. Probably the Avengers. Oh, all right, I'm going to end the stream, guys. I'm going to end it with a little Bella Ciao for you. You ready? Una mattina mi sono alzato, bello ciao, bello ciao, bello ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor, oh partigiano, portami via. Un bello ciao, 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 partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morir. Nice. Nice. Hell yeah. Shouts out to the radical left, boys. All right, have a good one. Have a good one, fellow radical leftists. Have a good one. Have a good one. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.